So TDE Punch, bro, it's kind of funny because you got a lot of people in their feelings in like the hip hop space, like hip hop journalism, like type beat. A lot of people in hip hop media have felt some type of way about how TDE Punch had responded to all the critics. And I think it was funny because the critics are getting criticized, and that was a post that he had made that I thought was funny. Now, mind you, bro, this comes right after Kendrick Lamar had did an interview with SZA on the Bazaar magazine. Now, the thing is about Punch is that he manages SZA. You can see here, right here, I manage SZA, point blank and to the point, right? But if you take a look here, bro, it all started on October 22nd. He said, "Is it okay to criticize the critics? Because ultimately, we're just talking about opinions, right? Well, my opinion, LOL, I'm a critic, is we're losing perspective on things. Something great or not so great happens, then we talk about it, and that's fine. Again, this is just my opinion today. It might change later, so wait for something great to happen. Sleep on it, study it, and find something insightful to say about it. I respect hip hop journalism and feel it's needed in its truest form. It helps keep the culture alive, but it's only a few real ones left. Most of you guys are trash. Just my opinion. That's why artists don't want to talk to you. All right, so what you doing for the rest of the day? It's all hip hop. Let's fix this so it could continue to flourish." And Ernest Owens had made a response. He said, "Knowing the difference between journalist and blogger, just like y'all would expect us to know the difference between a lyricist and a performer." He said, "But outside of that, minding my business that pays me." And he responds by saying, "I never mentioned bloggers. I said hip hop journalism." Now, this is the thing that I'm going to say. This is coming from the guy who manages SZA, the same person that interviewed Kendrick Lamar. Now, when they did the interview, they did the interview with SZA. All this is coming from Punch. Punch manages SZA. SZA interviewed Kendrick Lamar for the Bazaar magazine. They kept everything in house. They did not go outside and look for an outside source to do this interview for a specific reason. Now that reason is more clear than ever. They feel like the critics and the people that post in hip hop journalism aren't going to be what they really feel like they should be doing right now, only because they feel like the space is kind of like at a weird bizarre moment, no pun intended. But the thing is that if you keep everything in house, a lot of these critics, these hip hop journalists, feel some type of way. You have Joe Budden who said something. You have Ernest that said something. You have all these people that said something or had something to say about this. I don't really care if they interview. I don't really care who interviews them. I don't care who gets the interview. To be honest, as long as they talk about what it is that they talk about, it shouldn't matter who's the person that interviews them, right? As long as they ask the right questions and the person that they interview is answering it accordingly. I don't see what the point is or if it matters who it is that's asking the questions. Now, SZA, she kind of like didn't really ask much about the beef, but I think that's the problem here is that everybody that's going to interview Kendrick Lamar is going to ask about the beef. Nobody's doing it. I don't think Kendrick Lamar is going to go and sit down with anybody in the hip hop space at all. I don't think it matters, to be quite honest with you. What else is he going to say about the song that we haven't heard from him already in a lyric? Like Watch the Party Die. He said a lot in Watch the Party Die. You see, when Eric Depp had responded, he said, "Just talked about Punch tweet to my therapist because it made me that upset. Think we need to start using the app for more positive conversations about rap journalism, like talking about our favorite pieces from this year or songs we liked. It's so negative on here." He said, "A couple people sent me this post earlier and I thought about it. My comments made you so upset that you spoke with your therapist about it. Imagine what artists must go through when things are written about them. That's why my original post asked, is it okay to criticize the critics? He says, I've got more questions. I should probably not ask though. Some of you got pretty upset with me the other day. So when hip hop artists do something on a platform that's outside of the realm of hip hop, is that artist turning their back on hip hop, or could it be helping them expand hip hop? And then Van Lathan said, I'll take this one. It depends on how much they're doing inside hip hop. If you do 10 hip hop interviews and give the others one, probably cool. But if you do one and it's for the others, probably not great. So what if you've done all of them for years? It's been some pretty good discourse over the past few days about hip hop journalism. Shout out to hip hop media as a whole. It's absolutely needed and it pushes the culture forward. It's trash in every field across the board, but it's also greatness there as well. This was a time to address the trash, and even that is a matter of opinion. Let's keep building and expanding. So he doesn't like hip hop media, bro. I mean, it's clear as day. I don't think anybody likes hip hop media in general, bro. Like if you're an artist and you're a rapper, you always have this thought in your head, like when I go to these platforms, are they gonna ask me something that's gonna like turn heads? Are they gonna ask me something that's provocative? Are they gonna ask me something that's gonna get me in trouble for the next week or get me in trouble for the next month? Am I gonna say something when I respond to the question that's gonna affect my life for the next few months? So that's really what it's all about, bro. He manages SZA, and SZA has been vocal about how she feels about certain things. Like, mind you, remember the time when SZA was getting mocked by academics, and I mean, it's crazy, right? Because Drake was the one that told him to cool out because hip hop media is crazy, bro. Hip hop media is another field. It's another monster within its own. But if you ask me, bro, I don't care like what artists they do it. I don't care what media platform or what journalist they do an interview with. It never really mattered to me. I could honestly care less. Maybe like some people feel some type of way because they've been in this career for so long that they probably feel like if they're supposed to do an interview, it should be with us, not on a magazine. I don't know, bro. As long as the person's asking the right questions and the person that they're interviewing is giving a good answer and not being dry in the interview, I could really care less. But I know that in this trying time after the beef, I think they kept the interview in-house. Kendrick Lamar and SZA doing the interview was a better look than doing it with an outside source. But y'all tell me how y'all feel. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, man. Peace.